Show. Actually, no, let's start that one again. Let's push those buttons there.
The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
Yes, Ms. Behaviour joining us from the Geek Show today. Hello to you, Ms. B.
Good morning, Wammo.
Good morning. Golly gosh, I'm still buzzing. We had just had an ultimate geek experience.
How awesome. I can't believe I've just followed the doctor.
Yeah, Colin Baker just left the studio. We did the obligatory photos and that kind of thing, so I'll be tweeting those shortly.
Oh, shit, you must.
and it wasn't a hoax either, but he described a pretty good hoax, a pretty good April Fool's.
That's fantastic. Yeah, and I'm just checking out his Twitter feed, Sawbones Hex.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Make sure you go follow him. But it is tech hoaxes that we are talking about today, online pranks.
Yeah, I mean, we've just passed this crazy April Fool's Day thing that people have been doing for quite some time, actually. I'm not a big fan of it, especially when you report on stuff, because you just have to. It's for 24 to 48 hours around the 1st of April. You basically can't believe anything you read.
And often some of it's corporate stuff as well. It's actually branding, isn't it?
That's right, and everybody seems to join in these days. But I do admire some of the hoaxes that come out for their creativity. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the pranks in the office thing. I kind of like working from home this time of year.
Yeah.
But there have been some pretty good ones, and I do like to sort of keep an eye out for my favourite tech hoaxes of the year. So I did a little bit of digging into April Fool's Day and the history behind it. And interestingly enough, it's been around for a very long time. The first mention of April the 1st and April Fool's Day, or All Fool's Day, which it's also known as, was actually in the Canterbury Tales by Chaucer in 1392.
Ah.
And it seems to have come from when the changeover of the calendar happened to the Gregorian calendar, because in those days, before then, the beginning of the year was April the 1st, or around that time, and then it was moved to January the 1st. So people think that the April Fool's thing is basically calling people who still celebrate the beginning of the new year in April, calling them fools.
Huh.
So, yeah, it's been around for a very, very long time, but obviously online as well, there's a lot more fun you can have. Now, Google have got a long tradition of hoaxes, right the way back to 2000, when their very first one was a thing called Mentalplex, where they put up this spinning disc. You can still see it online. This spinning disc, and told you to visualize hard what you were searching for, and it would magically appear. So they've gone through, there's a big list of them on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
For example, in 2004, they advertised job opportunities on the moon. 2008, they did a Google Books search scratch and sniff option, where you could scratch and sniff certain books.
Yeah.
2009, they did a Gmail autopilot thing, where you had Gmail automatically answering your business emails for you. And they had a whole load of examples, which are quite funny. And then this year, 2011, the two that I noticed, one was YouTube decided to celebrate their 100-year anniversary with making videos to look like they were from the year 1911.
Very well done.
It's brilliant. There's a clip you can see, which if you're watching on the Ustream webcast, you can see that they've come up with the top 5 viral videos of 1911. And they're quite funny. I particularly like the one at the very end with the cat playing the trombone. That one's quite cool. But the other funny one, this is in art imitating life, and this just shows how with some of these hoaxes, because a good hoax has to be plausible. It has to sound like it's almost too good to be true, and if it is too good to be true, it probably is. And it doesn't matter what time of year it is, you should always check facts before you spread stories.
True.
You know, not just April Fool's Day. And there's some great sites as well, like Snopes.com and UrbanLegends.com and Hoaxbusters, where you can go and you can have a read to see whether or not you know what you're about to spread has been mentioned before you send it. But Google also announced a thing this year called Google Motion, and they put up a video of a clip showing how it worked. And the idea was that you could use your webcam to use gestures to basically drive your Gmail. Now, this was a hoax. However, within 24 hours, hackers had used a Kinect camera to create this very thing.
No way. Actually put it to reality.
Absolutely. So there's another clip you can see where there's a guy in a lab demonstrating exactly what Google was spoofing a day earlier, even down to the motion of licking a stamp and stamping an envelope before you send your email.
That is brilliant. Kind of makes sense because you can use with your mouse strokes within Google Mail or even just in, say, a Chrome browser to actually browse, can't you?
That's right. So there's already some gesture, and some people use touchpads as well for driving it. But I just think it's fantastic that it's released as a hoax, as a joke, and yet within a day someone's actually done it.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah, so there's a whole load of those online, but some of the best ones that I've seen this year, so these are the best tech hoaxes of 2011. There's a big list on at TechCrunch where you can see all of them, but some of my favourites were the Pirate Bay acquires eBay. That cracked me up. It was a big joke about how, with all the money that they've made for their pop under advertising, they decided that they were going to acquire eBay.
Yeah,
so that was a good headline.
Yeah.
There was a good one from Groupon, an announcement from that massive buying community, Groupon, in the States, that they had decided to patent April Fool's Day. So that was a good one.
That is plausible, isn't it? Wouldn't put it past some corporation to try that.
Absolutely, and that's the thing, you think, oh yeah, they might well do that. LinkedIn, which is the online business social network, they started, with LinkedIn you have suggestions of people you might know. So on April Fool's Day there were suggestions such as Albert Einstein, Robin Hood. There was a whole load of fun people that you could, decide to connect to as part of your business network.
Why not? They're on Twitter anyway, so why not?
That's right. And Toshiba did a good one. There's a video clip you can see where they have a really, really excellent video demonstration of something they've called Spectacle, which is a 3D monocle. And that's absolutely hilarious because they've done it like this big marketing push, and it's really glossy looking video of this one-eyed interface you stick in to be able to see.
Like an old school gentleman kind of monocle, but
yes.
It's
yes,
3D.
But
brilliant.
it's a 3D monocle. So that amused me. But finally, I'm looking around. I think the geekiest tech hoax ever, and this cracks me up because of the fact that Sir Richard Branson is now obviously the CEO of Virgin Galactic, who are looking to develop commercial space travel and space flights. But apparently back in 1989, Richard Branson staged a one-man UFO invasion of London. He painted a hot air balloon to look like a flying saucer, put on a silver spacesuit with an ET mask on, and he wanted to land in Hyde Park on April the 1st, but due to poor wind conditions, he actually landed the day before. But thousands of people in their cars saw it, reported it to the police, and the police arrived to see him leaving the spaceship dressed as an alien.
Oh, that is brilliant. That's going the extra mile for a hoax.
That really is dedication to the cause.
Yeah. Wow, well done. That's fantastic. What a great roundup of text hoaxes, text pranks, and of course you can maybe try out your own perhaps next year. April 1st, do it all again. And maybe
maybe get featured on the Geek Show.
Exactly. Ms. B, thanks so much. We'll see you next time.
Cheers, Wammo.
Time now here on Kiwi is 9:56, and I've got a track here taken